back to the channel. I'm Stasia Bliss. We are doing the reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, or wherever you have Capricorn in your chart. I've got a special deck for you guys today, but let's begin by clearing the energy. Clearing energy from the cards, from previous readings, and also calling in Spirit to communicate what it is that Capricorns need to hear. Remember, this is a general reading. It's not a personal reading, so not everything may be for you. Just take what is here for you and allow the other stuff to run through you like water, eh? Okay, I've got a special deck called the Qi Vesta. It's actually 4 decks of 36 cards, said to be an ancient Lemurian manifestation device brought back through a teacher of mine, Almine. She's quite the interdimensional. So they have these interesting wheels, but the whole point of the Qi Vesta is to attune us with oneness, attune us with the bigger field of unity, where we are living from a higher vantage point. I hate the word higher, lower, but a more unified field. So this is like oneness training. So I'm going to do physical, mental, emotional, spiritual advice for Capricorn for this next week. So we're going to begin with the physical. So this is dealing kind of like pentacles in the tarot with the physical matter. And we've got swords, and we've got wands, and cups. Well, spirit, it's a little bit different. We'll say wands are the spirit, right? And emotion is the cups, right? So in lieu of the tarot, today, this week, the Qi Vesta really has some potent messages here. Okay, the first one is card 19. It's finding your purpose. Finding the purpose. Actually, Cancer got this one too, so that's your opposite sign. I would recommend watching that reading also to give it another side to things. The Lemurian is on each of the card, so I'm going to read that because it may speak to some part of you. Citru masanach bilesta. So it says, mercy comes from guilt. Guilt comes from judgment. And judgment comes from an inability to see that anything that exists serves a purpose or it would not be there. So this is really about finding the purpose for the things in your life right now, that they really do serve a purpose in the physical realm, right? Then we have trust infallibility. Card 18, which makes it a 9 for completion. Nan Kaz pretbaraz araxkaz. Trust infallibility. I feel like also Cancer got this one. How are we getting the same ones here? The same stuff in the physical. Self-confidence comes from ego identification of smaller self. Self-trust comes from the knowing of our infallibility as the one life. So this is in the physical, we are still an aspect of the one, of God, of divine, right? Child of God, aspect of God, piece of source. You can say it any way you want. These cards talk about God as the one life, the life force, the consciousness of all, right? So we are to trust, Capricorn, in the infallibility of your life, that you really can't mess it up. There's a purpose for everything. It's unfolding. And the third one that came up is I am home, the number 1 card. I am home. Rajba Turak Anish. When the directions come home to the heart and linearity is no more, we become the door of everything. Someone else got this mantra too. I can't remember which sign it was, but so feeling that I am home in myself. I am home in myself. I am home in myself. So Capricorn, there may be something going on with your home. Maybe you're not feeling at home. Maybe the home isn't going in the right manner, since we are looking at home trusting the process, finding the purpose. Something in the physical realm at home might not be feeling it, right? So when we take the directions out of linearity, right? When directions come home to the heart and linearity is no more, that means we're not saying like, I'm afraid of what's going to happen in the future, and this is what happened in the past, you know, so that's dictating. Instead, it's coming, the direction's coming to the heart of the matter, the present moment. So just taking the moments this week as they come, Capricorn, and feeling I'm home in this moment in myself. This is all going on, but I'm feeling home in myself. And I'm trusting that it has a purpose, what's going on. Okay, let's look at the mental field for Capricorn. What's going on for Capricorn that needs to be addressed this week? Okay. This is card 33, so there's an element of mastery here. Live from expansion. Letvi bispa ararut. This one also came up before for someone else. The key to stepping off the moving wheel of linear time into the stillness of the one life, the heart, just like we said, is to release the concept of relationship through understanding there's only one being. So this is coming back to the concept of Ubuntu. I am another you. Sorry, I've got this itchy. It's not really runny, it's just itchy, so I'm so sorry. Pardon me. Actually, I have my father's handkerchief here. He left some of those with us, so I'll use that lovely thing. So release the concept of relationship. So this is an interesting one, right? Because us and them, the other, is always like part of the deal, right? Dealing with other people, but it really comes down to really like self-relationship. I am another you. So people are always showing us aspects of ourselves, parts of ourselves. So are we ready to see that as part of us? Or do we want to keep saying no, 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 no to parts of ourselves and denying those parts of ourselves? Because if we can't see that we are in the other, then we'll never get to those shadow parts, right? We can't integrate our wholeness. People are always showing up to show us parts of our wholeness that we maybe haven't integrated or that we're ready to shine, right? So in the mental sphere, it is saying there is some sort of relationship attachment, maybe at your home. Maybe there has been a blame game on them, and there's like a pressure of time that's built up. So that might be like stuff that's happened in the past or worries of the future. So this is really bringing it back to self-responsibility, Capricorn, which for you is a main thing, responsibility, right? So starting to think in terms this week of all these relationships are self-relationships and see how that changes things, right? And let's do the emotional concept, dealing with the emotional body of the Capricorn this week. What is there for Capricorn to look at? These are tricky cards to shuffle. There we go. Okay, card 26, which is an 8. Let infinite compassion flow. These designs are very interesting. Alech visarut pruva. Let infinite compassion flow. What a beautiful one for the emotions, right? Open that heart. Let compassion flow. It says we are like doorways, right? We got I am home. We become the door to everything, right? This starts out, we are like doorways for infinite compassion. To love others before self is not possible because it is self-love that opens the door of the heart. It is self-love that opens the door of the heart. So this is reminding you to come back to take care of self. I'm at home in myself. Love yourself this week. If there's things going on that are causing you to go into past and future stuff, try to bring it back to the heart, to the present moment. And then we'll go into the spiritual deck. just a few things for you to chew on this week, Capricorn. These may be a little bit denser concepts, but I thought I would give it a try. So give me a comment what you think. Okay, Qi Vesta. This card has come up 3 times. This must be the deal. Meshanech misavet viharasut. Live from an eternal perspective. This one's really getting driven home. I'm sorry if I have dark circles. Like my light, my great light, it's being fickle just like my car. And it is like working sometimes and not working other times. And I'm recording at night right now. So of course I want it to work, and it did work for the last video, and then it just stopped again. So I must need something. But back to the card, live from an eternal perspective. This is the spiritual perspective, right? This is the bigger picture perspective. It says, all that has gone before has brought you to the perfection of the moment, the beginning of timelessness, and the birthplace of eternal life. So again, it's saying everything has a purpose, right? Find the purpose in the physical realm. Look at the things, find out why they're there, at least acknowledging that they do have a purpose, even if you don't know why. You know, sometimes it's just like, okay, I don't know why this is here, but there's a purpose for it. I'm going to trust in the infallibility, which means there is a plan, there is a purpose, there is a reason. And I'm going to come home to myself, feel at home in myself, right? And in that place, release the mental constructs that say, you know, worry about the past, worry about the future. Not to say you shouldn't have goals and all that stuff, but it's bringing you into the moment so you can recognize yourself in all the relationships, right? And that is actually an expansive way of living. And that way the heart gates can open, Capricorn, let compassion flow, and recognize that your life is actually starting anew. This is a new cycle. So living from an eternal perspective is bringing you back to know that everything in your life has had a purpose, has brought you to the now, and now is the beginning of something else. So allow yourself to be in that energy this week, Capricorn. Maybe even, you know, like if there's a bunch of things you don't think have a purpose in your life, maybe just write them down and think, what could be a benefit of this thing to me, right? What could be a benefit of this thing to me? Something you could do in the physical sphere. Okay, if you want to go deeper into this, I actually do this as a personal reading. It's called a Hakulit. We actually take 8 cards, so 2 from each deck, and it creates a sigil, which is actually a symbol of the energies that you come up, and that each one has a question, you know, that causes you to dig deeper into what the issue is that you're working on. And then you get that sigil to work with, like either put it on your phone, under your bed, or under your pillow. And it's a really powerful tool for kind of getting through some of the barriers. And we are like, you know, we just went through the equinox. We're in the middle of eclipse season. Like things are shifting toward new paradigms every day. So Capricorn, you hold up like the legacy portion of the chart. You're all like, you are the endurance card. So this is just continuing to ask you to look at the renewal energy. I know you're long game energy, but this is also like, try not to drag the past into the now, build upon it, but try not to drag it like emotionally and like burdensome into the going forward stage. Let it be refreshed. Okay, I hope that's, you know, helpful to some of you, and thank you all for joining. Find me again for more content, and we'll see you again soon. Much love. Namaste.